Joseph for a three. No good, wide left. LeBron grabs the rebound, and there it is. LeBron James has the triple-double, the 15th of his playoff career. LeBron storms to the basket, lays it up and in. The Cavaliers have taken a 20-point lead. Cavs 95, Raptors 75, as the Raptors continue to have no answer for LeBron James.
This is high-intensity basketball that we've all been waiting for, and all to be healthy at the same time and doing whatever it takes to win. This is what we want to be a part of and what we've been waiting for. So we missed out on our chance last year, and I think that we're relishing in the moment, and we just want to continue that going forward.
This is After Hours with Amy Lawrence.
They are 10-0, 10 up and 10 down. And Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, Kevin Love, all in a nice groove. The big three leading the way. You hear with John Michael on the Cavaliers radio network. Another triple-double in the playoffs for LeBron James, and the Raptors just don't have any way to stop him. It's a bit of pick your poison with the Raptors now trying to defend. And, of course, they're short a couple of guys. And then Kyle Lowry's not playing well. The series has been one-sided through the 2 games in Cleveland. It's After Hours with Amy Lawrence on CBS Sports Radio. We're really excited to spend a few minutes with Austin Carr, who's covering the series and covers the team for Fox Sports Ohio, but more notably spent nearly a decade playing for the Cavaliers after he was their overall number 1 pick in 1971. Austin, thanks so much for a couple of minutes. It's amazing to see this team operate at such a high level at this point when they're all on the same page. We see what the team is capable of. What's your reaction to what you're watching unfold in these playoffs?
Well, at this point, Amy, I think what's happening is people are just starting to get a good feel for it, because the way they ended the season and the way they played the season, we didn't see this coming. And so everybody's starting to get a little used to this style of ball, up and down the floor, passing the ball all the time, playing good defense, and everything's starting to come in focus now, and everybody's starting to get a little giddy now. The fans are starting to pick up their pace now.
Why do you think it took until this point of the year for it all to come together and gel?
Well, I think there was, just indifference. I mean, I think that the coaching change had a lot to do with it. And I think once they changed that helped a little bit. And then just getting used to running different, because they always talked about the big three, and so they had to get used to each other, and they all playing different styles, and so you have to, and I think the coach had a lot to do with it, I think, but he got them to where they understand, they trust each other now. They didn't trust each other at first. Now they understand that together they are very strong together, and that's what they are starting to understand now, and it's good to see it happen.
Kevin Love for a while kind of looked like a fish out of water, and maybe that has to do with how he was being used, or he just looked as though he was an outlier with the offense, with the defense. There were times when the team wouldn't even have him on the floor, and this was obviously earlier in the season when he just didn't fit in. What's been the biggest change, the biggest catalyst with him now belonging and being a huge part of what the Cavs are doing?
Well, I think, from LeBron all the way down, they got him used to, they made him understand how important he was to the outcome of our team. And I think he realized, because he likes to play inside, but when we first got Kevin, everything was outside. But now we found out, he likes to start inside, then go outside. And now the plays are set up that way. So everything is more of a feel-good thing for him now. He's starting to feel better about the way the offense is running, that's coming to him now. And Coach Lou has really been on him about being aggressive, and that has really changed his whole outlook on things. And he comes to the game now, he's ready to go every game, and he's looking to score.
Well, I'm glad that you brought up Coach Lou a couple of times now. When Coach took over, the Cavs were already the top team in the Eastern Conference, and there was a lot of questions about why you would make the change from David Blatt to Coach Lou. You mentioned the up-tempo offense, but what do you think is the biggest difference in the way he coaches, his method of coaching with this team?
Well, I think right now he has a calm demeanor. And that's really something that LeBron talks about all the time, and all the players. I mean, at timeouts, when they don't play well, they don't come back to a bunch of screaming and hollering, and he's ready to go to the next play. This is what we're going to do now, and as opposed to what you've been doing in the past. And I think those little idiosyncrasies that he has as a player and a coach, those are little things that he's put together. Being under the tutelage of Doc Rivers, being around Phil Jackson, he's taken a little bit from each one of those guys, and he's incorporating to his style. And I think that's what's starting to show up big for the team, and everybody feels comfortable with him.
Austin Carr is an analyst for the Cavs on Fox Sports Ohio, knows them well because he played with the Cavs for nearly a decade. What's it like to be in Cleveland right now, Austin, with the team 10-0 in this postseason?
Well, believe me, it is. Well, again, like I said, at first it was a little lukewarm because of the way the team played during the season, even though they did win 57 games. But they still, people were expecting so much, and right from the beginning, it was always we were on the top, and they're trying to hold on to the top, but they didn't understand it. But now people are starting to get giddy now, and people are starting to get that quest for the championship is starting to become a reality now, and they really are starting to feel it now. So the town is really on fire right now with Cavalier fever.
It was obviously last year a team that wasn't full strength. No Kevin Love after the first round of the playoffs. And then, of course, Kyrie Irving was down after one game of the NBA Finals. And here they are, on the crest of, say, another chance and potentially getting the Warriors or maybe the Thunder. Do you think they want to see the Warriors again, though, considering the year that Golden State has had?
I think so. I mean, knowing how this team functions and knowing how they go, they really don't care who they play, but believe me, in the back of their mind, they want to try Golden State full strength, and I know that's what they're looking for.
I heard LeBron mention adversity after the last game. He said eventually we will face some adversity. So if you've watched this team play now, both in the postseason, regular season, all year, what type of a team do they struggle against, or what type of team makes it tougher for them?
Well, it's funny you say that because since the playoffs have started, they really, they can run up and down with you if that's what you want to do. They can shoot threes with you if that's what you want to do. They can play half court if that's what you want to do. So we have a little bit of everything that we can do. So it's going to be interesting to see how we handle the next round, because I think if we go up to Toronto and play the way we're playing now, we will be moving on to the next round. So is there anything about the Cavaliers at all that makes people nervous right now? Or are we talking about the perfect team, the perfect situation? Well, I think what it is maybe they're a little cautious about falling in love with the three-point shot. That's something that a lot of people are a little concerned about. But at the same time, we just found out with against the Raptors, that we can go inside and play that way too. We actually we had 7 threes last game, and I don't think we had that many this game. Maybe about 7 this game. So it's not that we are a 3-point shooting team, because we're not. We pretty much can play the way we have to play to win the ball game, and that's how the team looks at it too. And I like that approach, because they're going to do what they have to do to win the ball game. What is this like for you, sir? Because you were drafted by the team, number 1. You spent nearly a decade playing with the Cavaliers, of course, going back to your career at Notre Dame. But there were some bleak years, with the Cavaliers. So what's this like for you to be part of now a team that has a real potential and a shot to win a title? Yeah, it's really it's a good feeling. I mean, after going through all the blood, sweat, and tears that I've gone through with the organization, it's a good feeling. But at the same time, I'm cautious, because I know how things change and how it did change on this last year when Love and Kyrie went down. So I'm cautious, but at the same time, optimistic, and I like what I'm seeing right now.
Now, I saw the picture of your sweet little grandson on your Twitter. He has no idea how bad things have been for the Cavs in the past, huh?
No, he doesn't, and I hope he doesn't find out. But he loves the game. He's about 3 now, so he loves the game. He loves to shoot. That's what I like about him. He likes to shoot.
Does he know that you played for the same team?
No, not yet. But I try to get him to know. He has one of my old jerseys that I used to wear, so I gave it to him. So hopefully, my daughter will explain the history and what it's all about.
Well, so right now, who's his favorite player?
Well, right now, I think he's more into Kyrie and LeBron than he is into his grandpa.
He's so cute. You can find Austin on Twitter at Mr. Cavalier34. Spent 9 seasons with them. He was a top draft pick, of Hall of Famer from Notre Dame, and now on Fox Sports Ohio as an analyst for the team. Well, sir, it's so good to get your perspective. Thank you so much for a couple of minutes.
Thank you, and just to say a prayer for us because that we stay healthy. That's the most important thing.